I have fitted this like trial fit. It fits very nice. So now I have to shape the handle. So it's sitting slightly proud. So I could plane this, or I could shape this first. I'll plane this because I don't know if yeah, I think I could shape this first. So here I will first cut this part off. Like I will keep it like, let me, I don't think it needs to be that accurate right now. I could keep a little bit more material and take out if, so that part I will cut off. And then I was planning some shaping here. Like I was using this as like a guideline. So more than this being decorative, so this notch that I'm going to create here, tapping on the heel or tapping on the front, it doesn't retract. An alternative could be to use this part, like the Warrington hammer. You can hammer this to take it out. I mean, even in that case, you need to loosen this from here or here. That's ideal. So that's what I'm going to do now. Let's see. And by the way, I have like offline, like I have yet to harden the steel, but I used my honing guide to get this angle more accurate. Again, 27 to 28 degrees, and this side also I have lapped, because while it is soft, it's easier for me. Didn't take too long. I can use this to clamp this. Yeah, I was doing it slowly because I could not hold it, so I didn't want this to break out. Now, the shaping. Let's see how I can want to do. Let's see, let me take that part off. I can see the grain is diving, so I will watch it, but try to use it to my advantage also. Need not be accurate as long as I can fit my hammer in there. Let's see. That works just fine. I'll just little bit more shaping and that should be good. This part, I'll just cut it. This is just decorative, like the round structure, so I'm not too worried about the accuracy of the shape as long as it looks. I'm trying to see like how I can get inside this. I'm trying to take out a little bit more from this part because it will help fit my hammer. Sitting flush there. That's good. So this is what I was trying to tell, like, I mean, could I have shaped it better? Maybe, but I can always come back and do it. So next thing is, so when this is here, so I want to create like a relief here so that the chips, they come like outside, like when you shave, the shavings like go outside. So So what I'm trying to do is like starting from nothing, like here, like paper thin to like this way. So could I have created a more steeper? Let's see how does this work. Try to do something there. And my blade is not sharp, I just have lapped it and all, but I don't know how it's going to work. Yeah, this is not sharp, that's the... I think this will work, but I have to now work on sharpening this thing because it's not sharp. I can put my fingers like this and it doesn't cut. So, and this thing, the wedge is still protruding, so let me make a mark. Yeah, I will work on sharpening this, and then we'll give some final touches to this plane so that it's comfortable to hold. So I did some work on this off camera because I mean, the last time probably I showed that I had worked on the basic shaping using a file, but then I had to work on the hardening, and so that is something I'm not an expert in metalworking, but I'm trying to learn the very basics to be able to restore my own blades or make my own tools using like basic tool steel. I mean, restoration and that kind of thing. So I was initially trying with a small grade butane torch, but that didn't work because obviously that was too small and that couldn't heat it up. So I had to purchase a bigger one, and I had to do it offline because that I was doing it for the first time. I had to take all my precautions instead of like concentrating on the camera. So I was doing it basically like with my garage door open and near the floor, and I had my fire extinguisher and all at hand. So eventually it worked. So I have done the hardening. So what I did basically, I will just go over that. So I heat it till it is like cherry red, and if you can see, there is a coloration until this point. So it was at least this point, or at least like this length, I would think, which is more than enough for like a very long time. So once it was cherry red, I dip it in oil. I mean, they recommend peanut oil because it has high smoke point, I think. Yeah. But I just use like regular vegetable oil from my home to cool it down. And that made it like super hard. And the way you test it is like there are basically two methods. So one is start with like any magnet. Be careful, like one has to be careful because it gets very hot. So like for example, this is a magnet, it's like sticking. So once it is cherry red, you touch with the magnet, it will not be magnetic. So that's one way to test, but once people get experience, you don't even have to use the magnet, you can check from the color. But I did try with that and it wasn't magnetized. And then I dipped it in oil. The second thing you test is like you get a file, flat file, any file. Like normally, like if I do it from a point where it is not sharp, it will, like, you can feel like it is biting into and it's grinding the steel. But here it will just glide off. Like I don't want to like ruin my file on that, but basically just trying it will, you'll feel like it's just grinding off. Also, I had sharpened this blade, I should not have done that. But anyways, like so that's it, test to know for sure that the hardening is complete. And don't have to get into the details of that Rockwell hardness, or it is how hard it is, because like Paul Sellers says that like even without hardening with basic O1 steel, it will still work. You just have to like do frequent sharpening, but it can still work pretty well. So I mean, that was hard enough, but what happens is that it's so hard that it's brittle at that point, meaning if you drop it, it will shatter. So the way to, like, what do we call that, tempering, so is that you again heat it to a certain point and let it like heat slowly and cool slowly, I believe that's the thing. So I took it to my oven, like put it at like 400 Fahrenheit, 325 to 400, around that range I think, and for around 90 minutes, and let it cool gradually. So that will make it like a little bit more what's the word, not as brittle, maybe ductile or something. So so that means it's still quite hard, but it's not as brittle that it will shatter like once you drop, hopefully. I don't want to test that. So that's what I've done, and then I came back, put it in my honing jig, and I'm someone who doesn't want to go get into the thing of micro-bevel and all those things, especially with this thin steel. This is what, this is an eighth of a inch, so I don't need micro-bevel. But the reason you can see probably a micro-bevel there is because like I normally sharpen my combination plane blades to a 35-degree, because that's what they came at. And I have a stop where like I can directly set a blade at that angle. So I just did that, the same thing, because I don't want to have to remember too many things. So I set that, and I used my this jig to sharpen. This is just like a chisel, I could hand sharpen it, but with like rebate planes and all, I mean, it's okay. I'm not like a strictly like a hand sharpening thing. Sometimes like I do go to jigs if it is okay, but this can be just sharpened like a chisel too. So basically it has a micro bevel of, I believe, 35 degrees or around that. And it's fine. I don't want to regrind it when it like the bevel extends. I will keep at that angle, single bevel. But now what I am going to work on is a fence. So I've started with this is going to be the fence. So same like same width and length as the plane, and the thickness is like, it will work like anywhere 3/8 to half an inch. You don't need more than anything more than that. So I had a scrap piece of wood, and whatever this length was, 3/8 is just fine, but this one happens to be half an inch. So I don't want to have to thickness it again. Just for that, this will just work fine. So I will start with that, and I will do some layout, which I will focus the camera back on this. So I will come from each end, 1.5 inch from each end. Let me first start with that mark. Checking which pencil is sharp. Even though this is not a critical measurement, we always like shoot for like that, try for like accuracy. So I will straighten those lines. Now there is going to be a 3/16 like a wide hole there. So 3/16 inside of those lines. These are not critical measurements, by the way, so I am trying to like be as accurate as possible, but doesn't matter like if it is like a little bit here and there. So here 316 wide this thing, so there is going to be like a wide hole there through mortise, if that's the right word, and inside I have to come like 516. So basically like that's the measurement that was used, so I will stick to that. Now if this distance doesn't work, then I probably like there would be enough time to adjust that. So like 516 on either end, and then I have to split this line because that's where I'm going to drill a hole. So this was 3/16. Let me put my ruler here, just like using the ruler but virtually like eyeballing the center of that. I will extend those lines also. So what I have done here, like this was my first 1.5 line, this is the 3/16 away line, and this is the split the difference, whatever method you use, that works. And also like these two horizontal lines are 5/16 from the ends. So basically these ends are going to be, let me put the all there, that I'll just mark those like that will also help like when I am drilling the hole, it doesn't slip. There you go. So I have marked the 4 of those. Now this goes this way. So this will be attached like I'll be screwing this to this one, and this will be like free floating, which I can like tighten the screw to adjust. So this needs to be like if this is this way, this needs to go this to this, like anywhere like from like 1/2 inch, because it's a rabbet plane. So from this point to this point, like 0 to 1/2. So I'll be drilling the hole. I will clamp it this way on this end, like the pilot hole. This is not the clearance hole, this is the pilot hole. I took out this screw because I want to see like what would be the pilot hole size. Now this one, like these are washer head screws, so maybe I don't need a washer, but I also have some washers, I can try that. It just prolongs the life of the wooden fence. So this one, let me make that clearance hole right now itself, because I want to tap that screw in so that it's anchored at that point, otherwise it may twist and turn in my hand. And the other end there, I'm not going to draw any pilot hole there, it's going to be just this clearance hole. So before I do that, let me fix one of the screws there. Now the other ends I can just drill it like this. Now I have to cut this, like now here to extend this mortise hole, it may be tempting to drill multiple holes and do that, but I think that may not be as clean. and it may turn out to be even more difficult than it seems. I think just using the chisel is better. Just widened it a little bit, makes sense, or rather it doesn't make sense to keep it too tight. And I will just clean up this it's so exciting to make your own tool. I keep saying I have a rebate plane, but making this work is so much satisfying. Like, if it hoping that it works nice. I mean, no reason why it shouldn't. If it doesn't, I will work on it, make it like work. But I'm hopeful that it will work fine. And if it does, then this will be my go-to whenever I can. Like, now I have to like chop these mortises. So let me do one thing, which will and I can extend, because it's going to be through, so I can extend to the other side. I could use a coping saw or just use my chisel. I like using chisel, so I'll go for that. I think that's it. This is I mean, I spent too much time there, but Now which way did I actually, I think because we use measurement from either end, so it should be just fine if I get from here. So let's see, so it will be this way. Now I may not need the washer because these are washer head screws, but I did buy some, so why not use those? Yeah, these are like big washers. I was checking whether it will hinder that or that be just fine. I'll take out the washers if they hinder. I don't think they would, but and I have little bit bigger screws also, like in case I need. So you see, like these washers are like way too big. So I'll see really like if I need to put those washers or not. So this is like in like when it is tight. So to set the fence, I loosen it. So I set it to, you see, like the washer will not hinder because this is the max it needs to go. And the washer is just at the edge, so it's not hindering really. So and then we tighten it. I think I'm pretty sure it will work, and or we can give it a test run right now. Let's see. And then I will work on some shaping of that the plain body. It needs to like to make it a little bit more comfortable. And did I show like shaping of this one? I probably recorded it. I may have done a little bit more fine tuning there, but and let's say I'm like I can go until half an inch, but if I like, I'll take an example. Let's say if I want to go like quarter inch rebate, so I set one end to quarter inch. Tighten that. And then I can move the other one. Now this fence is set. Now this blade, when we advance, it will dig into this fence a little bit, but that's okay. It won't go too much. Now let me take a scrap piece of wood. So this was from my thicknessing jig. I cut off from that. So planning to cut a rebate here. So I register it here. I'm going way too deep on this one. It's still cutting nice, but or I would say cutting fine. This is very thick shaving, so let me back off the iron a little bit. I haven't like see, it's doing so well, and I'll show you. No, I haven't, like I was not checking the depth, so I have to work on the depth. Let's say I want to keep it at that length only, so that means I can put a mark here. But what was going to show was like how clean it is. I mean, this part there is a knot here, like a. Now it's a. I'm working on a very deep, like a rebate, so this was getting jammed a little bit, so now it's free. Let's see. It's getting jammed because right now it is deep, and even though there is a ejection point here, so this thing is like it's so deep that it's not able to eject those chips. Rarely would we go that deep, really, but I'm just showing how it works for demonstration purposes. I'm eyeballing it. We can work on a depth stop sometime if needed. That's it. I don't want to go too deep. Basically, it's working amazing. Crisp 90 degrees. Very nice. Just have to make it more comfortable to the hand. So I'll take out the fence and work on the shaping, because it's like all sharp corners. Doesn't feel to the hand like a polished plane. So I'll loosen this. I'll think about like adding a depth stop. I don't think that is really needed. Fence is more important. Even like in old days, people, like if you don't put a fence, the way to make it work is like, let's say I want to make a rebate here. So I will clamp that another piece of wood here like this, and then this will rest against that. And once a little bit of depth is established, that wall will work as the fence. So even the fence is not a must, but it makes it more convenient. Now for shaping, I have done some like basic pencil marks here like this. This is decorative really. Maybe I can rest my thumb here, but usually I hold it like this. Maybe that will help, but I'll round this off. This part I want to, like the heel where I push, this is where I want it to be comfortable. So I'll just do a basic rounding off there. More than anything else, I was just trying to use all the tools at my disposal to work on this, really. Let's see what else I need to use. My file. So wherever I can use the file, I will try to use that, like the flat file. I also have a curved file, but basically the plane is all done. Now what I'm trying to do is, now this is a lifetime tool for me, so yeah, no sharp corners there. I can push with my heels without like feeling any sharp edges there. Yeah, this side is all good. Last tool before I go to the sandpaper. It will take me a while to pack up all the stuff from here, but I'm winding up right now for my day, but I just want to show what I'm going to do. Likely I will do this offline and show the final outcome, because I mean it's all like finishing. So same thing, file. File gives like a super clean finish. Final bit of like sanding. I will apply like couple of coats of shellac. It looks just fun, nice, and that's about it. Yeah, this plane is done. We'll see on the final demo of that one.